I don't explain these movies well. I just don't know how. Like, princess movies are not my strong suit. What up, everyone? It's your boy Floz MG doing another episode of Tear Up, and this time we are ranking the Disney princesses. Why? Because I don't know. I'm kind of running out of ideas, and this was in the realm. I'm fairly certain you all know how this works. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it, so let's just get into it, okay? Before this video starts, I just want to say that only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, and you can always change your mind in the future. Now back to the video. The tiers for this video are as follows: God tier, Glass Slipper, Under the Sea, Poison Apple, and Cancelled. Alright, let's see. The first princess we are dealing with is from Frozen, Anna. Like, I haven't seen Frozen 2, so I'm only judging based off the first Frozen movie. Now, let's see. Anna, she's the Princess of Arendelle. Is that the right one? Sure. She's the Princess of Arendelle, and she learns that her sister has ice powers after getting the memory of her having ice powers removed from the first time. Should I also mention that in this video there are going to be spoilers? Yeah. So Anna goes on a journey to bring her sister Elsa back after she runs away after everyone learns she has ice powers. And, well, things tend to go awry. As you can tell, I am not good with explaining Disney princess movies. I'm trying my best here. All I know is I'm gonna have some very shitty explanations, but for now, where should I put Elsa on the scale? Because she doesn't exactly have any, like, special abilities or nothing, I'll just say that. We'll put her at the average Under the Sea. Under the Sea. Okay, that's one of the very few pieces of knowledge I actually retained from The Little Mermaid. Speaking of The Little Mermaid, our next princess is Ariel, who started out as a mermaid but sold her soul to the evil sea witch Ursula. That name just sounds evil. Basically, she sold her soul and her voice in exchange for human legs so she could live above ground with the love of her life, Prince Eric. I know. Cheesy story. But I will say, this was one of the very few Disney princess movies that I've watched, retained knowledge, and somewhat enjoyed for some reason. I don't know. You know what? Ariel is a princess that literally everyone knows. And I swear, they've been remaking all the Disney princess movies into live action. Just please don't remake this one. It's good as it is. Don't ruin that for me. So for now, Ariel is going to be up in God tier. Moving on, next we have from Beauty and the Beast, Belle. Belle was just a regular person in the town, and who was absolutely... She was someone that basically Gaston simped over. There's no better way of putting it. Gaston freaking simped over her. But basically, a lot of stuff happens in the movie. She ends up going to this castle to rescue someone. I think it's her father or something. I don't know. She meets the Beast, and one thing leads to another. They fall in love and shit. And there's talking furniture! Honestly, I don't even know why I'm explaining this. If you're watching this tier list, there's a good chance you've seen the movies. So why am I explaining? Yeah, actually, why am I explaining? Especially once I'm crap at it. But overall, oh yeah, and they made the live remake version. They did have Emma Watson as Belle, which I honestly believe was a decent casting choice. In my opinion, oof. You know what? Let's put her right between the other two at Glass Slipper. And speaking of glass slippers, over here next we have Cinderella. Which was the first... No, it wasn't. Which was one of the first Disney princess movies made. Cinderella, everyone knows this story. Evil stepmother, wicked stepsisters, or is it the other way around? Point is, they're a bunch of bitches. And Cinderella asks her fairy godmother that she apparently has to help her and get her to the ball and all the other crap so she could dance with the prince. And a bunch of other crap. Again, I don't explain these movies well. I just don't know how. Like, princess movies are not my strong suit. But either way, with Cinderella, it would make sense to put her in glass slipper because that's the gimmick from her movie. But Cinderella is one of the OG princesses. She has to be put up in God tier. Next up, we have the other sister from Frozen, Elsa. Technically, in this movie, she became the queen, but I'm still calling her a Disney princess because it fits better with the title of this episode. Now, Elsa, she is one badass bitch. The power to freeze anything, shoot ice from her hands. I would kill to have that kind of power. Like, literally, I could be Mr. Freeze from Batman. Okay, you know what? For those powers alone, glass slipper worthy. I'm not gonna put her in God tier because she's not like really one of the originals or nothing like that. But next up, we have Jasmine. And technically this movie centers more around Aladdin than it does Jasmine, because Aladdin's the title of the goddamn movie. But I'm still including her because, in all fairness, she is a Disney princess. And originally, I was going to put her in cancel because her movie doesn't center around her as the other movies do. But in her movie, she does have a pet tiger, and she could probably sick him on me, so to ensure my own safety, we're bumping her up one. That probably doesn't ensure my safety, but it's better than nothing. Okay, moving on. Next up, I think this is the only Disney Pixar princess movie, which is The Brave Merida. Merida is a Scottish princess. Please forgive me if I did a horrible accent just then. But her mother, the queen, wants her to pretty much like, how should I put it? Like take in and learn all of the ways of being a princess, all the politeness, all of the traditional shit. Fuck that! That's some bullshit. Princes ain't gonna want that. Princes are gonna want uniqueness, not someone who does it by the book. Cause, blah. But Merida, she is a master archer. Call her the Katniss Everdeen of the medieval ages. All she needs is to tie her hair that way. Basically, overall, for Merida being a straight up badass, she's a glass slipper worthy. But moving on, next up we have Moana. And I would explain some stuff about Moana, but I am ashamed to say I still have not seen this movie. I've seen clips of the movie, especially with The Rock going like, "What can I say except you're welcome?" And again, I haven't heard that in a long time. I don't know anything other than it was a great... I hear it was a great movie. So with that fact, I can't just put her in cancel because I don't know anything. I gotta put her in at least one above. At least. Moving up, next we have Mulan. Another princess movie that have a live action remake. Basically the story of Mulan, I believe it was in China, if I'm right. And what she did is like, she like dressed herself like a man so she could join the army in the fight against whoever the fuck they were fighting. I mean, this is the first Disney princess that I've heard to do this. But because it had a live action remake, that kind of bumps it down a few points. Because like, I'm a fan of originality. The live action remakes just, it seemed redundant. Disney was running out of ideas. So they're just redoing their old ones. You're not the best, you're not the worst, we're going to put you right in the middle at Under the Sea. Under the Sea. Moving on, we have Pocahontas. She was a Native American princess when the European colonizers came over to, well, colonize their land. They built their towns, and I forget what their leader's name was, but he was an absolute prick. But with Pocahontas, she was able to bring together her tribe and the colonizers, I believe, in a sense. I'm not 100% certain. I could always be wrong. Because again, a lot of these movies I have not seen in years. years, I tell you. Pocahontas, I know, was one of the best movies, but because I can't retain too much knowledge about it, I gotta put it in Under the Sea. Just right in the middle in Under the Sea. Under the sea. And if you hear me like breathing a lot, it's because I'm a little under the weather. I apologize for that. Next up, we're down to the last few princesses, and over here we have Rapunzel from the movie Tangled. Rapunzel was kidnapped from her royal family as a child because she kind of had a little bit of problems when she was still in the womb, and they needed the power of a certain flower to help heal her mother in order to help make her born or something. And once she was born, she had beautiful, very long golden hair. But the thing is, with this particular flower, it was able to have like regeneration abilities. It makes someone younger. Which there was this old hag who would use this flower to make herself younger. And when the prince or kingdom took the flower to ensure the survivability of Rapunzel, yeah, crazy lady kidnapped the baby. Jerry! Okay. But overall, like, her main form of weaponry was a goddamn pan. Now imagine getting hit with a cast iron pan like, whoa! Okay. That would hurt. But Rapunzel, I think it's fair enough to put her up here in Glass Slipper. That's just me, though. Next up, we have Sleeping Beauty, a.k.a. Briar Rose, a.k.a. Aurora, a.k.a. too many fucking names. Now, with her, she did jack diddly shit in her movie. If anything, she's the most least memorable thing about her movie. Like, I mean, I don't want to do this, but I mean, she's canceled. I'm sorry. Alright, next up we have the original princess from the Disney princess movies. We've got motherfucking Snow White. She was an OG. She did Sleeping Beauty first before she ever did. Basically what Sleeping Beauty is, it's basically just a less exciting version of Snow White. No tiny little dwarf men. No poison apple making her go to sleep. Instead, all Sleeping Beauty did was prick her finger on a goddamn spin wheel thing. At least Snow White, there was a lot of interesting things, like her evil mother queen person. I mean, just for being one of the originals. You just know she's a god tier. Especially with hi-ho, it's off to work we go. Oh, I should have made that a tier. That would have been good. Alright, the last princess we have is Tiana from Princess and the Frog. Honestly, I did not retain much from this movie except for Dr. Facilier. But either way, Tiana is a waitress at this restaurant who dressed up like a princess, and there's this prince who was turned into a frog, and he needed to kiss a princess in order to become human again. But unfortunately, Tiana wasn't exactly a princess, so she got turned into a frog too. I mean, just for the bad karma. Sorry, Tiana. Poison apple, I'm so sorry. But either way, I think this is where I'm going to keep my rankings. Feel free to lash out at me in the comments. I've been Floz MG. This has been Tear Up ranking the Disney princesses, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!
Bitch, I ain't your hero. Don't call me a savior. Think I'm out of control, that's just my behavior. I'm bringing the house down, major devastation. You don't gotta worry.